Good morning, students. Today we are going to start joint Hindu family business. Okay, so here you can see in joint Hindu family business itself there are two groups involved. How many groups are there? Two. First one is Karta and the second one is co-partners. Now who is Karta? I have told when I have started the joint Hindu family topic, in that the head of the family who is running the business is known as Karta, and co-partners means the remaining member in that particular family will be termed as co-partners. So see here in Karta what is written: in a family, the one who is the eldest of all, one person who is going to control the whole business, takes all the important decisions related to the business, will be termed as Karta. Okay, means the head who will control the business will be termed as Karta. Next, co-partners means rest of the family members, they all are abide by the decisions taken by the Karta, means whatever the decisions being taken by Karta, they have to follow it. Okay, next comes is features of, or it can be told as characteristics of, JHF means joint Hindu family business. First one, it is a family business, means all the family members, means the ancestors goodwill, the ancestors what they have given to us, and we are doing that particular business only, will be only termed as family business. Means whether the minor after one day will come, definitely when he will also be the head. Okay, means it is run by all the family members. For example, the Karta is not feeling well, he is ill, at that time the other members of the family can run the business. Operations of business, it means only that the responsibility of the management of business is not only of one person, it is for all. If for example the Karta is not feeling well, at that time the co-partners, means the remaining family members, can also run the business. Okay, next comes is registration of business. See, in company, if you want to start a big company, okay, multinational company, so at that time we require a registration, but here it is not compulsory to register the joint Hindu family business, but yes, it should be a legal business. Okay, all the legal formalities are some there in the Hindu law, that is only essential to complete it. Next comes is characteristics of joint Hindu family business. The fourth point, membership. Now membership means that you don't have to register yourself in your family business. By birth only, as soon as you take birth, the particular person becomes the member of the business. Okay, and next comes is liability. Now I have talked about two types of liability. First one is limited liability and the second one is unlimited liability. Now limited liability is that liability in which the personal property will not be sold, and unlimited liability means the personal property will be sold of that person. And here the Karta is having the unlimited liability, and the other co-partners, the family members, are having the limited liability. Next one is stability. The joint Hindu family business will be stable. Why it will be stable? Because if for example the Karta is not working, is not good in health, at that time the other member of the family can work and can run the business. It means it is a stable business. Next comes is ownership of separate property. Here ownership of separate property means that a person will be an authorized owner of the property. Whatever he has earned, he will only be the owner. The other person is coming from outside and telling that I am the owner. No, because the members who are in the joint Hindu family business are the family members only. Next comes is dissolution. Dissolution here means the death of any member of the family will not affect the function. Why? Because the other person can handle the business and can run the business. Next comes is advantages of joint Hindu family business. Now first advantage is no legal formalities are being required. Means you don't have to do like a company. In a company there are certain formalities to be filled, but in the joint Hindu family there are less formalities. I'm not telling it is nothing, but it is less. As per Hindu law, some formalities are there which you have to fulfill, and then you can start the business. This will be an advantage. Next comes is liberty of business. Means you are free to do your business. No one will come in between and will tell you not to do the business or to stop the business. Next comes is freedom of decision. Like Karta is the head of the family, he will control all the business. Whatever he wants to take the decision, all have to follow it. So it is an advantage. Next comes is management and operation. Management and operation here means that a person who is the head of the family can take the suggestion and then he can operate the business. And next comes is direct contact with customer. Now what is here? Just in sole trade, directly the people are selling the goods to whom? To the customer. Here also in joint Hindu family, directly it can be sold. They can motivate a person who is a customer and then can sell the product. So this becomes an advantage. Next comes is facility of loan. Now easily a joint Hindu family is getting the loan. Only there are certain terms and conditions which is to be fulfilled and can get the loan from the bank. Next comes is ancestors goodwill. Ancestors goodwill here means that what in joint Hindu family business, the business is not of a particular person, it is being given from the ancestors only. The business which they are running in India, that is only going on. Okay, it is not outside, means another countries, it is not like that. The ancestors are like this, business is being not given, but here in India it is only prevalent. Which type of business? Joint Hindu family business. And secrecy can be maintained. How the secrecy can be maintained? Because a single person is there who is managing the whole business, so he can keep the secrets by his own and can run the business. Okay, so these are the advantages. Next comes is demerits, or you can tell disadvantages of joint Hindu family business. First one is unlimited liability. Whose unlimited liability I am talking about? About the Karta, not the family members. If the Karta is unable to pay the loan amount, so the private property can be sold. Next comes is limited capital. See, alone the ancestors goodwill, it is ancestors property is being given, so the capital which is he is getting will be limited only. Okay, so it is a demerit. If they want to increase their business, they can't increase because they are having limited money. Next comes is unsuitable for large scale business. If you want to do a big business, so it is unsuitable. Like a big companies, it is not prevalent there. They have to fulfill lots of formalities and then they have to work, but it is not suitable which business? Joint Hindu family business. Next comes is hasty means incorrect decisions. Means what? Sometimes it happens a single person is running, so he is not able to discuss that the particular decision which he has taken is correct or not, so it becomes a demerit. And if you are not able to take the correct decision, it means instead of earning profit you have to bear the loss. Next comes is limited goodwill. Means like big companies, branded products are having like for example you take iPhone only. It is a big company, all know, but a simple like in Dhamtri a rice mill is there, so people are not knowing that. Why? Because they are having limited goodwill. people are not, it is unknown to the person, but the big company where formalities are more, where profits are more, so it becomes a demerit that the goodwill is also limited. In which type of business? Joint Hindu family business. Okay, thank you.